Hello, I'm Michael. Thanks for joining me today. I'm glad you clicked and decided to give this video a watch. My topic today is actually to lead you through an exercise for developing what I call unconditional confidence. So it'll be less informational and more experiential. It may be that you'll want to come back at a point when you have more time or you're prepared to actually do the exercise. You could listen through and get the idea of what it is, but I'd encourage you, if it sounds interesting or useful to you, that you come back and actually go through the visualization with me. Otherwise, it's kind of like reading a menu or reading a description of some food and not actually eating it. So it's an exercise for cultivating unconditional confidence. And the first thing I want to do is say a little bit about what unconditional confidence is. I have created a video on this that you may also check out called 3 Kinds of Confidence. So unconditional confidence is one of the 3. And that is a feeling within the core of our being that we're intrinsically valuable, that if we're alive and conscious, we have value and that we belong in this world. We have a right to be here, and that at some very basic level, we don't have to apologize for our being, and we don't have to prove anything or accomplish anything for this foundational experience of ourselves to be true. Before I get into the exercise, I want to contrast how unconditional confidence is different from conditional confidence, and make the point that I think developing conditional confidence is also important. That unconditional confidence without conditional confidence doesn't go anywhere. Conditional confidence is really working on ourselves, improving ourselves, being aware of deficiencies or faults or flaws that we feel bad about and doing something about it. It's improving ourselves. That's also important. I have noticed over many years that as I've looked into this notion of confidence and self-esteem, that people tend to go one way or the other. Either it's all about how to develop conditional confidence, or it's unconditional confidence, and that's all we really need. So before we do this exercise regarding unconditional confidence, I want to make that point and invite you again to watch my other video and learn a little bit more about conditional confidence. Okay, so this having been said, if you're ready, I'd like you to make sure you're sitting nice and grounded and centered. You might adjust your posture a little bit so you feel rooted into the earth and you're centered, not leaning. You're upright, but not rigid. You're relaxed. So just take a nice upright posture with a sense of alertness. And then bring your attention to your breath. Just notice it coming and going. Notice any thoughts you're having, that they're coming and going, but don't go with them. Just come back to your breath. Okay. Having established some posture and some attention to our breath, I'd invite you to close your eyes for this, because I'm going to ask you to visualize something. Start by visualizing a place, an environment, some place that's peaceful and relaxed, beautiful, Could be indoors, could be outdoors. Just a really comfortable, beautiful, safe place. Once you've established that, just take it in. See what it looks like. If there are any sounds, hear the sounds. Now, in front of you, perhaps about 5 feet away, I want you to visualize something that will appear. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but I'll invite you to decide for yourself what that is by describing its qualities. It's something that seems precious, something that has a sense of beauty, dignity, strength to it. It could be an inanimate object, could be a jewel of any kind, it could be any other natural object, or it could be an animal. But an animal that to you possesses an intrinsic sense of preciousness and strength and beauty. Take a moment to decide what that could be. Don't fuss over it too much. Something will come to you. Go with that. And I want you to just look at it. If it's making a sound, you can listen to it as well. See how much detail you can see. If you need to imagine walking around it to see it from every angle, you can do that. It's just there, presenting itself for you to look at. Or perhaps it's turning for you, turning around so that you can see it from all angles. Take that in, whatever it is, animal, mineral, or otherwise. I want you to notice those qualities, what they feel like as you watch. A sense of strength, dignity, preciousness. And imagine what it feels like. If it's an animal, that's relatively easier. It is in that body. It is experiencing its intrinsic nature. If it's a jewel, just imagine that the jewel has consciousness and that it can feel what it is. Imagine that. Not just mentally, but see if you can feel it. And it's radiating. Those qualities are radiating through the air, coming to your eye, coming to your ear. They're radiating. Now, you can imagine that it's approaching closer to you. And as it approaches, it's diminishing in size, but not in its potency, not in any of the qualities that you've been noticing. Those are still there, but it's just gotten very small so that it's floated up and it's just in front of your forehead. It's right there, radiating those energies and those qualities. You can feel it. You can breathe that in. That energy is coming in on your breath to your lungs. And then imagine that it's able to slip through your forehead into your head without causing any harm at all. Now it's within you. It's inside your body and your head, and it's floating downward slowly. It floats downward through your throat, and it comes to rest in your heart area. And it's continuing to radiate those qualities. Those qualities are now inside you. Qualities of dignity, of beauty, of strength, a sense of great value and preciousness residing in your heart and in your breath. And as you breathe and your heart beats, these qualities are being circulated through your body. You feel them move throughout your torso, your belly. They move out also into your limbs, both arms, both legs. These qualities carry on, radiating, pulsing out into your hands and your fingertips, down into your feet and your toes, until your entire body is vibrating with that energy. Every cell is pulsing with that energy of dignity, beauty, strength, confidence. And savor that as much as you can feel that. Savor that feeling. You're not looking at it in another. You're possessing it within yourself. It is your intrinsic nature. It's available to you right now. Be with that. Claim that. Recognize that as you at your most basic level. Your intrinsic nature. Now you can bring your attention back to your breath. You can let those qualities just be and come back to your breath. Coming in, going out. Feeling yourself coming back to the space you started in. And when you're ready, open your eyes and leave the place you were in behind, knowing that it's inside you. Okay. That is one practice that you can use to cultivate an experience of not just some thoughts, but actual experience of unconditional confidence, what it feels like. This is a practice that you can do again and again. It's not the kind of thing that you would just do once and expect your life to be transformed immediately. But it's the kind of thing you can come back to. And you could watch this video again and follow my voice and go through it. Or you could remember the practice and just do it on your own. You could also modify it, abbreviate it in some ways. There may be opportunities where you'd like to touch in on that energy. Breathe that in, feel that radiating in your body, and you might find a shortcut to getting there. That's fine. But this is a practice you can come back to and develop that really rooted, embodied sense of your own unconditional, intrinsic confidence. Okay. Well, I guess that's it for today. My hope is that you were able to experience and savor for even a moment that quality within yourself, and that you'll come back, and that you'll also give your attention to those other elements of confidence that are more conditional, and find a way to work these two together, and find that unconditional confidence gives you the faith and the motivation and the strength to do those conditional things. And doing those conditional things may allow your unconditional confidence to be manifest in even greater ways in your life. Okay. Enough for now. Thanks for joining me. Always appreciate it. Thank you for clicking and sticking with me to the end of this. And I'll see you next time.